We'll go ahead and get started. First question for me. Amanda, congratulations. Another win here in Melbourne Park. Just give us your thoughts on your performance today.
Thank you. Yeah, super happy with this win. It was a really tough match against a tough opponent. So, yeah, just really happy to be through and really enjoyed it out there.
Thank you. Questions, please, Ben?
Amanda, with how many matches you've played in Grand Slams over the last year or so, and how many of them you've won? Like, how comfortable do you feel in this sort of stage and these occasions now, just sort of that, even when something gets a little hairy in the second set, that you're going to be able to right the ship and know what you're doing out there?
Yeah, I feel like I've always been a player who likes a challenge, and when things get a bit rocky and it's very competitive out there, I think I thrive on that, and that's what I love about the sport is those really tense moments. And yeah, I've been able to, come through and get to the finish line at Grand Slam, so that definitely helps with my confidence, but I don't really think about that in those moments. I'm just thinking about how to battle through, what I can do better, and yeah, I really enjoy it.
Question in the middle.
Congrats, good win, but you were quite obviously getting frustrated at points through the game. Like, what do you gain mid-match from sort of letting out your frustration like that and sort of vocalizing it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not someone or a player who likes to keep my emotions in. I feel like that actually ends up backfiring on me, and I get like a little bit stiff if it goes on for a long time and I'm not able to express myself. Yeah, sometimes it's probably not the greatest moments of mine, but I'm able to always regroup, and yeah, we're human, so I think it's important to sometimes let it out if you need to, and I'm not afraid to do that, but I try and focus right back after.
Go ahead.
Hi, Amanda. Congratulations on the win. I've been asking a lot of the American players just how it feels to play under the American flag right now, and I'm curious how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in America, so I'm always proud to represent my country, and yeah, a lot of us are doing really well, and it's great to see a lot of, great athletes on the women's side, on the men's side, so yeah, I feel like we're all doing a great job representing ourselves.
And sorry, do you mind if I follow up?
Sure.
Sorry, just to clarify a little, I mean, sort of in the context of the last year of everything that's been happening in the U.S., does that complicate that feeling at all?
I don't think that's relevant.
Hey Amanda, well played. One of the unique things about tennis is that you share a locker room with the players you go and play against and your rivals. I'm curious, I'm sure it's like something that you're used to by now, but when you first came on the tour, was that ever an awkward feeling being around people you'd go and play against?
Not necessarily. I never looked at it that way. Yeah, I don't think any of us really see it that way because we were around each other like in the dining and obviously in the locker room, and I feel like it's always been a friendly environment, and we obviously practice with each other as well. So yeah, I don't think most of us really experience that awkwardness. At least I don't.
Charlie and then Ben.
Amanda, well done. Sorry, you may have been talking to this earlier when I was walking in, but I just wanted to ask about like how you feel about coaches like mid-match, and whether you want different things from match to match, and whether you talk to coaches. I'm thinking both like tactically, but also like how much you want them to pump you up and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a benefit to it. There's obviously not much time. We get to talk with our coaches, and I think it's important to use that time in the right way, and I think a lot of times in the past I didn't, and I would kind of just use that time to express my frustration and not really listen to what my coach or team is saying, but something I'm working on. And when I go to the side, I actually try and listen now like to what they're saying, and to use those moments to really calm down. But yeah, I think it's a bit tricky sometimes because you're obviously emotional when you're going to the side, asking for help in like a hopeless moment, but I'm trying to turn that around and use that to my advantage more.
You have some sympathy with them because Arena was saying how basically she needs them to kind of be mind readers, because sometimes she wants them to be really like getting behind her, and other times that sort of pisses her off. So I just wondered how, if you feel that they're in a tricky position sometimes.
Yeah, of course. And I think most of the time, we say things that we don't mean, and it's just because we're so emotional on the court and in those tense moments. So for sure, they definitely are in a pretty bad position sometimes with us. But yeah, if we ever do say something we I'm sure most of us apologize after the match. At least I've done that before. But yeah, I mean, it does get tough sometimes, but as I said earlier, I'm trying to really learn how to actually work with my team and just keep my emotions at bay, at least when it comes to my team. I can express my own emotions, but I just try not to at them.
Ben, go ahead.
For your next opponent, who is Peyton. You had a very tough match with her last year. I'm curious what you think of that match going in and how these conditions might change things from, I think Madrid was the last time.
Yeah, no, she's a great player, plays very physical tennis. It's good to see her doing well here. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing against her. I'm sure it's going to be a very tough match, and yeah, she's for sure going to bring some challenges, but I'm really looking forward to it.
The last couple, Tumaini, go ahead.
A lot of players have come into this season with changed service motions, and I know you've changed your service motion over the years a bit. And from my perspective, it seems like players are much more willing to make changes to their serve, like big changes, big technical changes, compared to their ground strokes. I'm curious if you think that's the case, and if so, why?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I never really thought about changing much on my ground strokes. Like my serve is something I really want to improve on, so I've made a few adjustments there, some minor switches. But yeah, I think we're always trying to get that extra edge on our serve because it's so important. I think some players have changed their ground strokes a bit, but that's not something that I've really touched on.
Last question in the middle, yep.
I know you've talked before about your sort of art and reading and writing. Like, what are your main sort of creative outlets when you're at a tournament like this to try and take your mind away from it? And how are you sort of working through all that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's any hobbies I have when it comes to painting or creating anything. I tried not really vlogging, but I make like videos with my team and like funny videos. So that's something I do to get my mind off of things and keep things light between us. I think it's fun to do. And I love listening to music. I listen to music all the time. And yeah, we watch like shows together and stuff. But something that I would really love to pick up is painting while I'm traveling. I think that would be fun. Maybe next time I stay at like a house or an Airbnb, I can buy a bunch of art supplies. And yeah, I love doing stuff with my team, and just anything that's outside of the tennis that takes our mind off of things is really nice.
Just to follow up on a previous question, obviously America is a divided place at the moment, euphemistically. Do you ever find it difficult or distracting to play under the American flag at the moment?
I mean, I'm not planning to, switch my nationality or represent a different country. I was born there, so it's not something that comes to my mind.